Hello there, my name's Dan. I like talking about Old World, or Warhammer Fantasy, as it was. Um, Sorry, I've just been out in the garden tearing up some. Um, Look at that, tearing up some bamboo, and I appear to have this massive rash all over my arm, which is interesting. Um, I didn't think bamboo did that, but okay. Ogdrot's Swamp the Troll Cooler is up for sale. It's a lovely model. I might get it to do a painting vid on it, to be honest. Although my painting's not as good as that, so I don't see what the point would be. I don't think I can improve it. No, I won't do that. You got a Dwarf King with. It's made of Forge World resin, so I don't like Forge World resin. Like it's one of the worst. It's not quite as bad as the fine cast nonsense, but it's which is like what these are made out of. Absolutely horrid to model with. Um, Dwarf King on an Oathstone, that's a nice model. You got the Slayer of Legend. I forget which box he's from, but he's definitely from an old box. I can't remember which one though. Cool model. You got Dwarf Miners. Basically on a sprue you get 5 miners and you get one of these carts. So, um, yeah. You get lots and lots of carts in the Dwarf Miner box, which is alright, I guess. But it's just I'd forgotten about that on the sprue really, but like given that there's that many on the sprue, you'd have thought they'd have made them so you could put them in units and they did something other than like just give stand and shoot to stuff. Um, and you can't. I don't think you can put them in units, can you? So like a box of miners and you've already got so many carts that you can't actually include them in a game. Uh, Not all of them anyway. So that's a bit of a weird choice. Miners are rubbish anyway, so very few people will be buying them, so they won't. Yeah, the rules for them are rubbish, although they are cool as heck. But yeah, you've got a couple of cannons and organ guns. They can be modelled as either, so it's pretty cool. You've got like the cannon shells there, and then you got the organ gun shells there. I love the accessories. I mean, these are crying out to be put on a really nice kind of large scenic base. So they're doing something, So they're doing something with their weapons. But yeah, a couple of organ guns you can get. I'd imagine this box will be like I don't know, 30 quid, maybe 40 quid. Cause I forget what more the old world, what the cannons that they've already got, the grudge thrower, what do we call it? That's 42.50 for one, the goblin hewer. Bolt. Oh, is it just one bolt thrower? So these are 30 quid. Oh, that makes it quite difficult to. I did see a price list on a Facebook group earlier, but it then disappeared. So yeah, some of these are quite expensive. Like 30 quid for a single model is quite a lot of money, but not a very big single model. It's resin as well, so it's going to have ultimately more little bits of detail for you to pick out, and it's going to be a bit crisper in terms of a model. So painting should be a bit better, but it'll be an absolute pig to. Well, I suppose that won't be a pig to model, will it? Because anyway, shut up, Dan. So you've basically got the equivalent of like 2 of these in a box, but it'll be less than 60 quid, I'd imagine. I don't know anybody else who's got like 2 war machines in a box so far, actually. Do orcs? I don't think they do they? 52. Oh, it might be similar to this sort of price, maybe 52 quid. Yeah, maybe. Then we got 2 gyrocopters. I'd imagine this kit will be. I think I saw on a price list it's like $80, which is about sort of 55, 60 quid. But then you look at like the prices so you either 52.50, 31.50, 67.50. I doubt it's going to be that expensive. But yeah, 31.40 is a bit too cheap for that. So yeah, I think 51.50 probably for those for the gyrocopters, which is pretty cool. Now and this just makes basically the dwarf, where is it? Battalion thing. Yeah, it is a battalion. Like, much better value for money, because like these two gyrocopters will probably be like 50 quid. You've got slightly. They haven't. They have got 32 of these, but actually, I had to look at the box because I was at Lenton yesterday. I went to get my anvil. They didn't have any on the shelves, but they do have pretty much everything that's available online somewhere in storage. So if you're ever short of a model, if it's not available at Lenton, it's not available anywhere. So you just need to go and ask if it's not on the shelf, because they can probably find it if it's available. If it says temporarily out of stock online, that means they don't have any at Lenton either, because that's the factory, that's where they're made. They used to have this thing that, if you went there early enough in the morning and you wanted a model or a part or whatever, you could order it in the morning and then they'd manufacture it there and then. So it would just go like on a special order down to the factory and they'd make one for you. That's if it was a metal model anyway, but they just go and make one because they're made one at a time anyway. So, if somebody phones down and says, we've got a bloke up here that wants to buy this. But anyway, yeah. They don't do that anymore. Anyway, these actually have 36 in a box. So they have 32 Quarrelers and 32 Warriors in this battalion box. In an actual box separate, they actually have 36. I wonder if it actually says here. 36, yeah. Whereas obviously in the picture there's 32. So they're 4 short in this picture. Although, weirdly, I think in the Warriors Battalion, they've actually put 36 in this picture. So I don't know why they didn't. Anyway, they haven't done another picture. So you end up with a slightly less than this and slightly less than this, and probably 52 quid's worth of gyrocopters. So, a little bit off this, let's say 48. A little bit off this, let's say 48 again. So that's 96 plus 50. So that's probably about 150 quid's worth of dwarves if you were to buy them separately. So this is really good value for money. If you're going to have all... And to be honest, like my dwarf army, I've got 16 rangers. I've got, I think, 20 odd dwarf warriors. So I'd probably be likely to get this because it's got all the models I need, and I've got 3 gyrocopters I want in the army. So there's 2 there, which is quite good. I wish they'd got rid of 1 gyrocopter and put something else in, like a cannon or something in this battalion. It would make it so much more attractive. But, I'll probably buy it anyway. And I forgot to pick up a Bugman's cart, which really annoyed me because I remembered afterwards that was the other thing I wanted. But anyway, so I've got one of these boys to sort out at the moment. So I've got it made. I just need to get some black spray, which I don't have at the moment. Anyway, so basically the rest of my army is effectively this box of these, and can't remember what else. Not a lot else actually. Quite a few characters actually. Yeah, probably another 200 quid, 200 or 300 quid I need to spend on it. Anyway, back to... So we've got the gyrocopters, and then finally, but not least, but last, but not least, but last and least not. Yes, we have some terrain. This is a really cool kit. It'll probably be, I'd imagine, about 110, 115 quid. So it's made up of this. So if you go back to there, this is the tower with that little thing, you can put on the tower. There is a little swivel gun at the top there, which is quite cool. And then this main hall here, that is available here. And then these gates and fences and stuff are available here. So that kit, this one, is essentially those 3 kits with actually this extra like walled bit, and then this like annex that joins the hall to the main tower. So this is basically those 3 added together. It's a really, really nice kit. I've got a tower because it's kind of a bit ubiquitous. It's kind of just a medieval tower without this funny outhouse bit. This I think is a bit too empire-y for me. I haven't really got any Empire forces, but I think battles take place other than in the Empire, so I won't be getting this. I'll probably get one or two of these because I quite like fences. Especially if you like making fields on your battlefields. I think they look quite cool. This kit is awesome. I'll almost certainly get one of these, and I'll definitely get like a couple of these hills. These are some of the nicest hills that they do, because you've got this nice little incline, and then you've got a nice block on top for the models to sit on top of. So it works quite well, that kind of step. It's still a hill, but that kind of step makes it better. The only problem is when you're like halfway up this, but thankfully the distance from like, I don't know whether you can see, but the distance from like here to here is only like half an inch. So one of the things you will need if you using this hill is like, and if you've got using this hill and you've got movement trays, old paint pots are great because they're about the same. I can't do it, but this is about the same height as this. So if you put that like an old paint pot there, and then you put the tray on top of it, you can kind of balance it. And this plastic, so old paint pots are really useful for that. There are other things that you could do. I don't actually have anything else to hand. I used to have these like, those toys that you kind of push through, and then you put them on and they jump up because of elastic. Sort of, you know what I mean? The little dome things that you kind of push them through and put them on the table, then they go and then jump up. They're really useful as well if you've got any of those lying around. Just anything that's a bit kind of rubber. You could always like get these little felt things, which are like to go on the bottom of furniture for hardwood floors. You could get those and put them on top of like some washers or maybe some bigger dice or something. There's a lot of things that you can do to like prop stuff up so that it kind of floats for the purposes of like measuring stuff. But yeah, these hills are possibly the best hills that you can get, because that angle there isn't that steep. Most models don't fall over unless you've got a really overbalanced standard, like a metal standard or something, or even worse, those plastic models with a metal standard top. They fall over like anybody's business. So but that's really the only thing that's going to fall over on this little slope here, and that top is actually just flat. The hills, they come in like two sections, and you kind of slide one into each other, so you end up with this kind of thing, but you can unslide them and you can put them. So these are really good, really useful hills. They're not the massive hills. You do get even bigger hills, or you did get even bigger hills, but yeah, these are all the bits of scenery for now. I don't know how long it's going to be until this boy comes back, if it ever comes back. This is one of those bits of scenery that I thought that I never owned, and I regret not owning. The Skullvein Manse, absolutely brilliant, lovely bit of kit. Absolutely, I understand, a bit of a nightmare to put together, but yeah, I just saw that when I was looking for the price list. I have seen a price list somewhere, and I just can't for the life of me find where the hell it was. But I think from memory, these were like 30 quid. This was like 40, 50 quid. This was like 40 quid maybe. This was like 100, 110 quid, something like that. These were like 20, 30, something like that. So none of this is ridiculously expensive, I don't think. But yeah, that's all the bits of news. I'm still trying to find a tournament to take my Camry to. I think I found one in Northampton towards the end of the month that I'll be able to do. But yeah, I'll keep you posted. I do need to take the Camry to tournament because I've paid the money for them and I've built the bloody things, so I ought to see how good they are. Anyway, I shall keep you posted. If you've liked the video, there's a... Oh, I didn't turn the mic off, I just hit it. Apologies. If you've idiot. Right, if you like the video, there's a button for that. If you I normally say after about an hour, if you've got this far, you might want to consider subscribing. But again, if you've got this far, you might want to consider subscribing, although most of my videos are considerably longer than this. I have another video that's sort of about the GW annual report. There's a little bit of philosophy in there, so I don't know. I need to rewatch it and make sure I'm not saying anything dumb, but that'll come out soon. I've got the meta stuff to work on, and I've also got this dwarf thing to do, and yeah, that's about it. And then I've got to finish off my Khemri. Literally, though, all I've got to do is finish off the basing for these guys in particular. Everything else is more or less done. Oh, the other thing I need to do as well, sorry, is paint all the outside of the bases gold. Because I like to have like a unified basing scheme, and every army I like to have a different colour going around the outside. The only one that's black is Chaos, obviously. Although, saying that, the bases are really black, so I might do the underside something else. Don't know what yet. Anyway, toodaloo.